So we're missing only Václav from the steering committee and Federica.
Yeah, I think Federica is probably on a leave for a time, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure she's joining. Yeah. Václav, I don't know, maybe Mike, you get some news from Václav? I don't know.
I haven't heard from Václav in a while.
Okay, let's start. So welcome everyone to the virtual Open Steering Committee. This year is special. I was so excited to meet everyone in South Korea, but yeah, I guess that will be for another time. COVID have decided otherwise, so we have to meet virtually. Before I start, I really want to shout out to our team of this year. They're doing a fantastic job so far. I mean, it was a very challenging one. So at least virtually, I want to give a big clap to Injong, Yangai, Shinpei, and all the other members of the OC for actually shifting things around and be able to allow us to at least enjoy this interaction in this space. I hope the futures will be brighter and that we'll meet again very, very soon. I'm very much looking eager to it. So this is our Open Steering Committee meeting. So I prepared an agenda for the meeting, but it's really your meeting. It's our space to discuss our community's issues, where we want to go with our conference, what we think can be improved in our conference. So really feel free to share your thoughts, whatever you think can be an important, interesting inputs to improve this community. We are broadcasting live, so even if you're outside watching on YouTube, feel free to reach out with your comments, and we'll be more than happy to integrate it to try to better our community. So the agenda of today is, first, we will talk a bit about our effort for re-ranking ICPC. So Sonia will be discussing that. After that, we will have a call for new member. As you know, every year we have members rotating off the steering committee, so we have to elect new members in the steering committee. So what we have decided this year is, in this meeting, to call for candidates. The candidates will get nominated, and then they have to second and accept the nomination. Once we will collect the list of all.
Was that suspense on purpose?
Sorry?
We kind of lost you for like a minute, and I asked if that suspense was on purpose.
Yeah. You were cut out a little bit first.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But you are okay now.
Okay. So what I was explaining is that our agenda is, first we'll talk about our co-ranking efforts. After that, we'll discuss elections on the steering committee. So we'll call for candidates. As you know, every year we have 2 spots, 2 members rotating off, and then we have to elect new members to the steering committee. So if you really feel excited about contributing to the community, contributing to the steering committee, I strongly encourage you to come forward, to nominate your peers and to accept being nominated to run for the election. We won't run the election itself in the meeting, but we will run it right after the meeting over a period of few days. We will also discuss ICPC 2022 a bit, because we are also calling for candidates for organizing ICPC 2022. And then we'll have the floor open for discussion of any other issues for our community. So with that, I will pass to Sonia, who have been leading this effort for ranking our conference. So maybe Sonia, you want to talk a bit about this?
Sure. So right now ICPC is ranked in the core system, and I'm sure all of you or most of you are aware of this core ranking for conferences and journals. This is a ranking system that is used by many universities, at least, you know, in the case of my university, it has a big role in dictating, you know, the quality, how the quality of the publications is perceived. And it impacts, you know, for example, students graduating and, you know, promotions and things like that. And I'm sure that's the case in other places as well. So we have a lot to gain by positioning ourselves as well as we can in this core ranking. So right now, ICPC is ranked as a C conference in this ranking system, and C stands for other ranked conference venues that meet minimum standards. But I think we all know that ICPC is more than just meeting minimum standards. So we want to boost our ranking as much as possible. So ICPC and WPC before that has always been ranked as C. And since 2008, we've been working on putting together documentation to enhance this ranking. However, CORE has not been accepting any more submissions for revision to their rankings for conferences. But they just announced a couple of months ago that they are planning to host another submission round later this year. So we want to take advantage of that and basically submit documentation to re-rank ICPC. So according to the metrics that I've been collecting so far, I've collected metrics about conferences that are ranked B and conferences that are ranked A that are comparable to ICPC. We might be able to qualify ICPC as a rank A, which would be fantastic. I think worst case scenario, we would become a B level conference, but I would like to try for an A and then, you know, have B as a backup for that. So this is according to the metrics that they have been using for the last re-ranking of conferences that happened in late 2017. So given that they don't change the rankings, I think we have a shot at becoming an A ranked conference in core. So that's going to be my goal. We have, again, the metrics ready to go that will need, those will need some adjustment once we know exactly what the new requirements are, which haven't been yet published. And there isn't yet a platform where to submit the requests yet, but I'm following through to get more information about when they envision this happening. So this plan was put forward before the whole pandemic happened. So I'm not sure if that will actually impact their timeline, but whenever that happens, we're ready. So so we're going to pursue this and, you know, increase hopefully the visibility and the recognition of ICPC by doing this. So that's all I have for now. I hope, you know, by next year, ICPC will already be re-ranked. So that's my biggest hope. Foods, you're muted.
Sorry, can you hear me now? Yes. Okay. Thank you, Sonia, for this. Do we have any question? Any comment on this? No? Okay. So thank you, Sonia, for pushing this. So this is something we have started a couple of years back. We couldn't submit because, as Sonia explained, they were mostly focusing on journal. Now they are coming back to ranking conferences. So we definitely try to get A ranking so that at least we can get at least B. Because I mean, comparing to other conferences, I think ICPC should at least be ranked B on this. So the next item on our agenda, it's very important. It's the steering committee election. I have a bug in my slide, I guess. So the current members of the steering committees are Sonia, Mike, Yangayan, Federica, myself, Shansha, and Vaclav, which is our lifetime member. Vaclav, as we all know, contributed to creating ICPC. So he is a lifetime member of the steering committee. So this year, Sonia is at the end of her first term, right? Sonia, correct me if I'm wrong. That's what is in the record. Mike is at the end of his second term. Correct, Mike?
That's correct, yeah.
Yes. So according to our bylaw, we can do a maximum of 2 terms, which means Mike cannot rerun for being reelected right away. He has to wait a couple of years before he can consider rejoining the steering committee. Sonia can be reelected because she's just at the end of her first term. And this year we have a third position because Jan, because of workload, as he mentioned, would prefer to have someone else taking his seat on the steering committee, possibly maybe some fresh blood, someone younger, I don't know, to contribute to the community. So exceptionally, we have 3 positions up and on the steering committee. And so we'll be calling for nomination to elect at least 3 new members. So Sonia can be re-elected, so she can be nominated. Mike can't, and anyone else who is participating can run. So what are the responsibilities? Before you jump in, maybe refreshing a bit so that you know what you're signing up for. So being on the steering committee, it's a 3-year membership. So you will be on the committee for 3 years, and then you can be re-elected once. And after that, you have to be away for a gap time before you can join back. The goal of the steering committee is really to ensure the continuous growth and the quality of our conferences. So if you have great ideas on how you think we should do better to continue growing our community, ensuring that we're getting to that core ranking A and A+ that we're aiming for, improving the quality of the conference, it's definitely a place for you. You will definitely strongly encouraged to come in, join in, and contribute. One of our responsibilities is also to look for organizers of future editions. We'll be discussing at the end of this meeting. We are actually actively seeking people for running 2022. So that's one of the responsibility of steering committee members, every steering committee member. And we're also advising organizers of ICPC editions. So we try to share some of the experience that the community have built over the years to ensure that every team is successful as delivering the best ICPC that we can. So how do we proceed according to our bylaw for nominations? So any conference attendee may nominate any other individual. That's what is in the bio. The nominee should be individual who meets one of the following qualifications. So you need to be an ICPC accepted paper author, or a program committee member, or a steering committee member in the last 5 years. You need, it's one of the following. So either you're in that category, or you just need to be a registered attendee member of this conference. So if you register, if you're in this room, you qualify for the steering committee election. Or you need to be a previous program chair or general chair in the last 10 years. At least one other member of the conference who is attending should second the nomination. So if you get nominated, someone else should second the nomination, and then your candidacy is recorded. Of course, you have to accept the nomination, and then the candidacy is recorded. As a member of the steering committee, you must subscribe to ICPC's steering committee code of ethics. It's online on our bylaw. Everyone can have access to it, but the core idea is ensuring that every decision that you're taking is in the best interest of the conference. And the necessary usual ethics that goes with confidentiality of sensitive matters and so on. There should be at least 2 nominations, but in our case today, we need at least 3 nominations because we have 3 positions. But what the bylaw says is if we have more than 3 positions, we're running the elections. And the candidate in 3rd position is assigned to the position that have been interrupted. So the position that started last week. So the first 2 will get a 3-year mandate, and the 3rd candidate will get a 2-year mandate because he's replacing Ian Guy. That's what is stated in the bylaw. Is there any question? If you have any question, just raise your hand or unmute your mic and just ask the question. This is our space, so please feel free to ask whatever questions. Is there any comment about this? This is what is in our bylaw currently. So once we have nominations, since we are not running the election in this space now, we choose that this year each nominee will prepare a statement briefly explaining why he or she would be an excellent addition to the steering committee. Send the statement to us, to the current steering committee member running the election, and we will incorporate that in the election frame that we will send out to people so that people can read what you propose to do for ICPC, and they can choose based on what they consider to be a good addition to the conference and so on. So we will have, I think, even more time than in previous edition where we had to decide on the spot what to tell to your peers. I think now you have time to think about it and then to come out with. I prefer we don't have too long statements. I think very short, 1 paragraph, just summarizing your thoughts on what you want to bring to the community. And this statement will be presented to the elected. And then the vote will be conducted electronically within maximum of 1 month after these conferences. And everyone who registered to ICPC will be able to vote on the different candidates. Do we have any question about this process? If not, I will open the floor for nominations. Do anyone second this motion of opening nomination?
Second.
Okay, so now we're accepting candidates.
I would like to nominate Venera Arnaudova.
Do we have a second?
Second.
I want to second the nomination.
I would like, this is Chonsol here. I would like to nominate Sonia.
Second.
Oh, I
Wait,
wanted
wait, ask
So
for
let's
the-
finish the first nomination. Venera, do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
Okay, so we have Venera. Now we have a nomination for Sonia, second by Alexander. Sonia, do you accept the nomination?
I accept, thank you.
So we have Sonia. I would like to nominate Alexander.
I second Chonsol.
Alexander, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, it's an honor.
So we have Alexander.
I would like to
One
nominate Chinpe.
I second. I don't know if I can second, but I second. So Chimpe, do you accept the nomination?
I accept this one. Thank you.
So we have Shinpei. Do we have more candidates, more nominations?
Maybe we have Egon. Right?
I second. Ejon.
Second.
So Ejon, do you accept the nomination?
I accept. Thank you.
So we have Ejon. Do we have more candidates? No. I will just repeat to make sure everyone understood. Do we have more candidates, more nominations? Do anyone want to support the notion of closing?
Fabio, I want to try one more. Fabio, are you interested? I want to nominate Fabio.
Do we have a second?
Which Fabio do you want to
Yeah,
nominate?
which Fabio actually? Maybe Fabio
I'm sorry
Petrillo?
So we have Fabio Petrillo, right? So ICPC, VCIC here, right? Okay. Fabio, can you show us? Maybe then we can understand better.
Yes, I'm
So we have a
Fabio,
nomination.
Fabio Petrillo.
Yeah,
Petrillo.
Fabio Petrillo, yeah.
Do we have a second?
I second, Put. Wahab second.
Wahab second.
Yes, I do as
Fabio,
well.
do you accept the nomination?
Oh, it's a great, great, great honor to receive your nomination. For me, it's hard to say no, but I think that you have a lot of great names in the community. I will reserve that maybe in the next year or in the next opportunity, because I think the nomination, I would like continue working extremely hard to improve the community and stay with you and continue to regarding the openness and the work that I'm doing in the PC committee, if I can help in the next year. Also as a virtual chair, if you need. But I think I'm not prepared yet to stay in this great committee. And I think you have great names in the list. So thank you, Roy. Thank you, Wahab, and other people that maybe would like. But I think I will be more prepared maybe for the next years or in the next years. So thank you so much.
Okay. So you are not accepting the nomination. Just to be sure.
Yes, for me, it's a little bit, it's that, extremely distinction, but I'm really honored to say, but I think it's not my moment now, and I will prefer not accept it at this moment, but stay together with you, as also helping as much as possible. Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you for, keep contributing to the community anyway. We don't have to be in the same committee only to contribute to the community. So, okay. Do we have more nominations? Do anyone want to close the nomination?
I propose to close the nomination.
Do we have anyone seconding?
I second, Chancel.
Yeah. Okay. So the nominations are closed now. So we have 5 candidates: Venera, Sonia, Alexander, Shinpei, and Urjan. The candidate will have to prepare their statement, right, sent to us so that we can run the election. But since we're here, I would like maybe to give the candidates, each candidate 2-3 minutes to set the floor, talk a bit about their motivation, as we used to do in previous ICPC. So Venera, do you want to say something?
Yes, sure. So thank you so much.
On your camera.
So say that again.
Maybe turn on your camera. I can't
Oh,
see
it's
you.
on. You cannot see it.
Oh, okay, it's just me. Okay, no, it's fine if everyone else can see you.
Can everyone else see it?
Foods, why not you give them the, make them like visible, like give them the floor, like make them.
Okay, let me stop sharing, right? Maybe that's what, okay.
So that would be better, actually.
Yeah, now I can see everyone. That's a good idea.
Okay. Can you guys see?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. So thank you so much for the nomination. I have strong feelings about the ICPC community. It's been a while now. And I feel like I'm in a position in my career where I can contribute a little bit more and spend more time to give back to the community. So I'm really honored.
Thank you. Next, Sonia.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Sonia Hajduk. I'm an associate professor at Florida State University in the United States. I've been a member of the ICPC community for 12 years now. It was my first conference participation, and my first paper was at ICPC, and I felt very welcomed in this community, and it's really stayed close to my heart throughout my PhD and my career since then. Yeah, my main goal is to increase the visibility of ICPC and to benefit the students, especially that submit papers to ICPC. So my main task has been, and I would like it to continue to be, to prepare everything we need for re-ranking ICPC to its proper location, to its proper rank in the core system. And I think that could help us attract more people and keep more submissions from year to year, and generally grow and vitalize our community. Thanks.
Thank you. Alexander?
So I'm Alexander Serebrenik. I'm a full professor of social software engineering from Eindhoven University of Technology, the Netherlands. My first ICPC paper was one of my first software engineering papers, and essentially back in 2009 in Vancouver. I think that what I can bring to the steering committee is experience. I have been a member and chair of a steering committee of one of the other conferences in our field, International Software Conference on Software Maintenance and Evolution, ICME, and SCAM. I agree with Sonia that one of the challenges ICPC has is related to visibility. Another challenges are related to the fact that we are collocated with ICSI, and this means that we need to somehow respond to the changes in the ICSI way of working as well. Think about the upcoming discussion of rolling deadlines. Are we joining this discussion? Are we not joining this discussion? Where are we on this scale? Do we want to be a hybrid conference? Because hybrid conferences have advantages in addition to disadvantages. How do we position ourselves with respect to all those challenges we are facing? So this would be my 2 minutes summary.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Shimpe, our current program co-chair. You want to say something? Yes. You mute.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Hello, everyone. I am Shinpei Hayashi, Tokyo Institute of Technology, Japan. I'm Associate Professor of the TAN, and thank you so much for your nomination. ICPC is one of my important and favorite conference. It's not only because the field of the program comprehension meets my core interests, but also because the topic handles not only the aspect of the retrospective data-driven research, but also it has the aspect of the futuristic experiment-driven research. And this year, unfortunately, we couldn't make it to have a physical conference, but although I do hope that you are enjoying the conference as a program co-chair, but this virtualized conference is also a good opportunity to seek the possibility to decrease the barrier to enter the community. And once entering the steering committee, I'm happy to seek better conference organization in the new era to better build the ICPC community all over the world, including the Asia Pacific area like me. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. And congratulations again for the great ICPC so far. So
thank
next, John, our general chair.
Yes, thank you for the nomination. It's my great honor and pleasure to be nominated with my respected colleagues. And hi, I'm Eun-jung Chae at the Kyoto Institute of Technology in Japan and General Chair of ICPC 2020. And I'm so happy that everything is going so well so far with the highest number of attendees. And I believe that I can contribute to ICPC committee based on my experience in organizing virtual conference as a general chair for the first time. Also, unfortunately, I commit only a few female researchers, even though I have nominated with a very good female researcher. So I would like to contribute ICPC community by helping young female students and researchers based on my experience in being involved in ICPC Kansai section Women in Engineering of Finnish group since 2016. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all for volunteering for this. This is very important for our community. It's vital that we have people coming forward and contributing to the steering committee to steer our community forward. So I think even before the election, I will thank everyone here, right, for coming in and contributing this. So as I explained before, the steering committee will set up the elections, and everyone participating will receive an email with a ballot where he can cast his vote, and then we'll collect all the votes and we'll announce the winner. We have 3 positions this year. Thank you again. So if you don't mind, maybe I will share again my screen for the next item on our agenda. Yeah, so the result will be announced on all our official channels, website, social media, mailing list. And we'll share the news as much as we can, given this virtual space context in which we are in this year. So next is the call for proposal to host ICPC 2022. So it will be in Pittsburgh. I already started contacting some of our members. We're actually in the course. So I strongly encourage you to reconsider my email, right, in case you feel that it's something you may want to be involved in. And everyone in the call, everyone in our community can contribute to this. So we need a proposal for teams to run this in Pittsburgh. So please consider this. And if you have any questions, if you're thinking about doing this and you are just unsure how, or if you can do this, if you have any question, I think we still have some time. You can start asking them here, but you can also reach out by email to any of the steering committee members. We can share some sample proposals. We can provide you all the inputs you need to get a successful organization. Next year we'll be in Madrid, and we have our general chair here, Alexander. Maybe you can say something to encourage people to contribute to this. If you want to talk a bit about 2021, Alexander.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. In general, I plan to talk about 2021 tomorrow during the session which is allocated to this, but it will be my pleasure, of course, to introduce it very briefly already now. So 2021 will take place, normally speaking, in Madrid, and I'm stressing normally speaking because, of course, we do not know how the pandemic situation will evolve. So this is why the organizing committee is currently exploring both the traditional conference collocated with ICSI in Madrid and the virtual conference, similar to the way ICPC has been organized this year. And of course, I'm looking to additional discussions with the organizing team of this year to learn how we can do it best next year, should we be required to do so. The main track PC chairs are Anita Sarma from Oregon State and Fabio Palomba from University of Salerno in Italy. We will be running similar tracks with new ideas, with tools, but we will also have a special replication track which is being organized by Nicole Noviele from University of Bari and Nikos Santalos from Concordia. We will also have the educational track co-organized by Feline Hermans and Michelle Iacchino. So for 2021, there will be quite a lot of interesting things. I sincerely hope to see all of you as authors program committee members of one of the several tracks, or ideally as both, and ultimately, of course, as participants. See you in 2021.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Juan. And yes, please consider whether we can organize 2022, especially our colleagues based in US. Pittsburgh is not too far from many of people I know very much from that, from US. So consider we open. So with now we have few minutes left. I will open it to any question ICPC related. So if you have any question, please just unmute yourself and ask.
Foots, I have one
Yes, please.
question. Just maybe for Alex, the next main chair. So maybe I think this experience at a virtual conference is interesting. There is some elements maybe you could in the next year use. Okay, try to learn a lot this year, I think. So maybe if it's possible to think about to do a hybrid conference, that's my maybe vision, to say you can continue to do this virtualization work to be more open, to be more available everywhere, everyone. That's my position. And if it's possible, I would like to help the next year to continue this job. Okay.
Thank you very much for offering your help, which I will definitely will be more than happy to accept it. So I will send you an email in a couple of days to discuss this continuation. One of the challenges we have is that, of course, ICPC is a co-located event of ICSI. So the space we have to determine certain things depends on what ICSI is exactly allowing us to do. So the ability to organize an ICPC in a hybrid or completely virtual form is independently from how ICSI is going to be organized. It's a major issue in the current negotiations with ICSI. It's not yet clear whether they will allow us to do it. It's not clear, but out of the bottom of my heart, out of the depths of my heart, I would love to continue this in a hybrid way.
I definitely think it would be more inclusive, in my opinion, allow more people to join the community. Though I think we also need to be careful of making sure we don't have like two classes of participants, the on-site versus the remote, who have access to different quality of content. So it is definitely, I think it's a good idea, but I think we have to mature our thinking on this to make sure that if we are going hybrid, we maximize the experience for everyone, not just having people on site who can network with their peers and have access to certain things that people remotely cannot.
It's very true. So this point also has been raised during the diversity and inclusion session of ICSI. It is a major challenge because once you have part of some people who are physically on site, then you are by definition following the timeline, the time zone of the on-site part, because how else? And this is, of course, disadvantageous for people who are in not only not on site, but also in a different time zone. So challenges are abundant. And thank you very much for Fabio for offering help to address some of those challenges.
Well, one thing I may suggest actually is maybe Fabio document the current year experience. Like really, I mean, you have been doing it great to turn this thing around so that we go virtual. If you have time, I think it would be nice if we can document this and at least have this in the steering committee document so that future edition can have access to this when they brainstorm about how to configure a conference.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I think that would, in my opinion, would be very useful. Thanks a lot for the great input.
Thank you.
Any other question? We're a bit over time, but I think we can still take, if John allow us, can we have some few more minutes?
Of course.
Okay. So any other question? No? Any question for steering committee members, maybe? So one thing we'll also do after we run the election, we also want to run a survey because this year is really a unique experience. So on top of Fabio, if you could document this experience, I think it would be also nice to run a survey at the attention of participants to collect their inputs on how they experience this conference and also what they think could be leveraged from this going forward, even if we go back to the physical conference. I think this data would be very useful for our community going forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. I will manage that.
Yeah, thanks a lot in advance. Okay, so if we don't have more questions, I will propose to end the session here. Do anyone else second this?
Sure.
Yes?
Yeah, Chancellor speaking. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So thank you all. Thank you very much. Watch out your email box. You'll receive an email, a ballot for the election soon. We had great candidates, so thank you all for running, and see you soon, physically, hopefully, and see you in the next sessions. Thank you very much.
Sports.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Woods. Bye.
Bye.